but so you just drop it. It's just dun dun dun.
Like they're just fucking.
But then you have to do something so much better than normal.
Oh, this one.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything you do then would just be that much more, but like
just an ollie.
Everyone's just you have to skate and slow.
You look like the biggest cocky bastard. No way.
All right, welcome to Skate Talk Live. Special Skate Talk Live. We don't normally do this on a Wednesday. Yeah. We didn't do one last night because we didn't have a guest.
I was at a baseball game.
Were you? Dodgers?
All-Star game.
You went to that? How was it?
National League One for the first time in 13 years.
I didn't think you were the type to be into that.
I didn't think I was either.
So you brought me to a baseball game. Jock guy.
Oh yeah, we went to a baseball game.
Well, last time I saw you this week was for your Waves video shoot over the Two-Headed Horse, directing the Waves, the new Waves video. Yeah. I was hanging out there and I saw you walking with two 18 packs of Bud.
Yeah.
And
I had 4.
4?
Yeah.
Well, you walk in the video shoot and you're just like, who wants some? And like, I was thinking to myself, like, I wish you would walk into Skate Talk once like that.
Leo brought beer.
But yeah. I'll reimburse you. I didn't have time to grab some on the way. But this is, you guys probably haven't realized this, but this is actually our year anniversary of Skate Talk. We started
It's good to see that you guys have really figured it out in this last year how to do it.
slowly but surely.
We're only 20 minutes late today. That's better than usual.
We learned to take the wireless mics off before going to the bathroom.
That's one thing we learned. Certain people.
We had to learn it the hard way.
Yeah. So yeah, our Skate Talk's year anniversary today. To this day.
You know what? It's been a great year.
It's some good weight balance we got going there.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not a stickler for weight balance.
Is that really how it looks?
It's paused, man.
Well, yeah.
No.
Okay.
That's how it looks.
Looks fucking weird.
That's just a white wall. If anyone's curious.
The lighting doesn't make it look white right now.
That's a lie.
It's Boosh's fault. We'll pass the blame around.
I mean, we can turn more lights on.
I don't know how this is looking to you guys at home, but I'm looking at the screen right there, and it just looks like a dirty, filtered yellow. Mexican, yeah.
Wait, did you clean off the lens before you started right now, or?
No, yeah, it's definitely. Hold on.
Is that fixable, Garrett?
Yeah, it should be. I mean, I gotta get to the white balance.
Dude, where the fuck is Tom when you need him? Right?
I think so.
There you go.
Tom always forgets stuff though.
Yeah, Tom.
He's like, I need a firework cord.
No, he was on his way, but he left his camera at the house.
You did?
No,
You forget something?
I just kidding.
I get something every time.
Yeah.
But yeah, can you guys believe it's been a year already with Skate Talk?
I know. Second season, that's when you get the big bucks.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this could qualify as our season finale.
Supposedly we're gonna make 3 times as much this season as last season.
That's the rumor.
So wait, 3 times 0 is still 0, though, right? Am I right?
Oh man.
All right.
Well,
You get 1,000,000 times.
yeah, you're gonna cash out for sure.
Hell yeah.
We'll make sure we'll take care of you first.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Well, let's bring out tonight's very special guest.
You know, I'm really excited about this one.
All right.
I don't know if you guys are, but
I'm very excited. Patrick, are you excited?
Definitely excited.
Yeah. Tonight's guest is Leo Fitzpatrick. Best known to people in the skateboard world for his role as Telly in the movie Kids. So let's bring out Leo right now.
oh.
Garrett, man the camera, dude.
It's great, man.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, no problem. You know what's strange is I'm probably the least excited here out of everybody.
Why would you say that?
Well, I just don't even. I thought I was on Lurker Vision, and I get here and it's something completely different.
You didn't know Bush was going to be here.
No, and I thought you were Animal Chan.
I I knew it was a special skate talk when you walked up and Bush introduces himself to you as Kevin.
Well, it's really formal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just being I said that to Patrick actually. I know him.
Which is weird, because you actually know Patrick.
Yeah.
And why did you decide to bring that up now that your actual name is Kevin to Patrick after probably seeing him at least for this past year? You thought on this year anniversary,
I think I
might as well get to brass tacks.
I just wanted to weird things up a little, you know.
I like it.
Did you notice he was in the back seat of my car and nobody was sitting shotgun?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I made him show.
Yeah, I saw that. Like you were escorting him there.
And I actually, the reason I asked you about the beer is because you know usually when you're on a classy program like
Right.
this,
It's catered.
you would have beer in the green room.
Right.
But here I had to bring my own beer,
Well,
and there was no.
I think I might have some shit.
You're not the only one. You're not the only one who's feeling the pain with this because I had to actually sweep and clean Bush's house when I got here
Oh,
and
that's
set everything up.
Oh,
While he was in his room drinking a beer in his bed.
that's good. Keep it classy.
Yeah. So before I step up to a green room, I gotta maybe get
Him
help.
out of his room.
Right.
Hold on. I brought you the broom, and I was in my room because I was getting that goddamn stand with the cameras on right now.
So bringing you the broom is a lot.
He
of
asked for a
saying.
broom. I brought him the broom.
Yeah. It's hard to find good help.
Is that so wrong?
That's not so wrong. But anyway, so a lot of people that are watching their skateboarders know you as Telly from Kids,
Mm-hmm.
which was quite some time ago that you were actually in that movie.
Yeah, you could say it's been like 16 years.
16
roughly.
years. And I mean, I don't really hang around people that have AIDS, but I gotta say, you look great for someone that's had AIDS for 16 years.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I've actually caught AIDS twice in my career, which is physically impossible, but somehow, because I also had AIDS on the wire. So it was like I had like a little period where I went into remission.
You've been typecasted as a guy with AIDS.
Oh, for sure.
And as a retard,
Yeah, for lack of a better word.
lack of an appropriate
So
word.
offensive.
You were like the tough guy too in was it?
Oh, bully.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one
The real hard ass.
opportunity I get to be a tough guy.
But I remember we watched the like forensic files or American Justice of that episode that happened to be on, and I was like, your bully's on, like the American Justice or whatever.
Yeah.
And they showed a picture of the guy, and he was like fat. And
Oh yeah, no, it was ridiculous. Like when I saw the picture of the actual guy that I was supposed to be playing, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And the only thing I could really do to kind of portray the guy was grow a mullet. That was the only thing I could physically do.
Yeah.
And I remember taking weight gainer, but not really working out, so it kind of didn't work. You know, like
Right.
I just got chubby, which I guess sort of worked. I don't know. It just sucked.
I remember
For a
watching
year and a half,
thinking that you look really big. Like that's compared.
Yeah, but
low camera angle.
yeah, I think it was just my jowls were big. Nothing really physically.
Did you go to jail during that movie
Yeah, I did go to jail during that movie
for like skinny dipping with
For
those
skinny
girls?
dipping.
Wait, like you
with
you
two
were the
lesbian grips. Yeah,
No way.
Not the actresses in the movie.
no, two butch lesbian grips. It was pretty tight. Like it was the rap party, I think, for the final scene of the movie. And we all go to a bar to drink. And now it's seriously like 6 in the morning. I remember the sun was out. I think Tobin Yellen was there, which is really odd. Maybe he was a still photographer on the set. I don't know. But we all get wasted. And so everybody's like, oh, let's go like swimming in the ocean. I was like, all right. For some reason, I was wearing a button-up shirt and pants. And so we go swimming, and for some other reason, which I don't remember, I went swimming in my full outfit.
Right.
And so somebody calls the cops, and these two girls went in just their panties, no shirts, no nothing. So somebody calls the cops.
Because you have all your clothes on?
Well, just because we're like swimming and drunk, and they're trying to walk their dogs at 6:30 in the morning, and I guess we're really messing that up. So the cops come, and they pull us all out of the water, and before they could get us, I put my shirt on one of the girls. The girl was like, oh, come here and make out with me. And as we were doing that, I put my shirt on her.
Yeah.
And then they pulled us out of the water, like, you guys are skinny dipping. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm obviously fully clothed. If any reason you should be arresting me is because I'm swimming in too much clothing.
Yeah.
And then they looked at one of the lesbians, and she was really butch. And
Wait, what are you making out with?
No, this was the other one, the slightly better looking butch one. And they were like, you know, on your license it says your name's Maria, but you look more like a Marty or something. You know, they made some derogatory comment about how butch she was, and I was like, who the fuck are you to judge, man? You know, self-righteous, and like I was gonna stand up for her.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, all right, that's it, drunk and disorderly, and they also charged me with public nudity, which is crazy because I was actually wearing pants, not even shorts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to go to, I went to like jail in Miami, or in Hollywood, Florida. And I got out really quick, and I didn't mind it. Like, it was so early in the morning, they hadn't really arrested anybody else yet.
Yeah.
And so I was just in the drunk tank by myself, like beatboxing. And that was really annoying for the cops, and they told me to stop numerous times. But on that set, this other actor had been arrested for far worse, so my little offense seemed like nothing.
Didn't get you kicked off the movie or anything?
Well, the movie was done, which was pretty sweet.
Okay.
Like, you know, I didn't fuck up production at all. But yeah, so that's my little bully story.
Well,
I remember I tried to rent Bully one time, and I told you I went to the video store in New York, Kim's or one of them, and they gave me the wrong one. They instead, like alphabetically, they gave me Bubble Boy, and I told you I was like, oh, they gave me. And you're like, I'm in that too.
It's true.
And it's funny that of all the movies, they accidentally gave me like another one that you were in.
I bet that I just put it out there because I thought you were fucking with me or something, because I would never admit that to anybody. But I was in Bubble Boy for a paycheck, definitely paycheck. I was just like an actor, like basically Jake Gyllenhaal's character like comes across all these weird guys in his adventures, or whatever. And so I'm part of like this collective of Jesus freaks.
I remember that group of people, but yeah, you weren't too recognizable.
But it was like, I was a little younger and a little more cocky, and it was the only movie I purposely ever did for the paycheck where I acted so bad I knew they were going to cut me out of the movie. I would either hide behind actors or act so bad that I knew they would cut it. And I was doing it completely on purpose, and the director would say the things to me like, all right, Leo, that was interesting, but could you try to be a little less animated or, you know, ridiculous? And I knew what I was doing, and I think I'm only in it for about, like, maybe 50 seconds total. But it was, that was a little embarrassing. But I made some money.
Was it worth the paycheck? That was kind of
Oh, I got paid. I still get paid from it. Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you now.
Well, so,
Are you kidding?
So yeah, it was worth it. It's just, you know, we all do some things we're not that proud of, and
Yes, we do.
I don't know if you asked Jake Gyllenhaal if he was even in Bubble Boy, if he would say he was, because that was.
What was so bad about it? I didn't watch
in
it.
my career, but
Yeah.
well, it's a bit of a bad movie.
I wanted to talk about kids. How old were you when you first got casted for that?
Well, it's weird. I'm about to turn.
Hang on. What's happening?
It's saying that there's something with the battery or something. Look at it here.
Is it recording?
Yeah, it's recording, but it just puts all this shit on the screen.
I like
Says
that you guys just like,
progressive
you know, you let the audience know all this.
Yeah.
It's really
There.
like.
But yeah, see, it goes right
Our
back
show
to
is,
this.
it's really
There, whatever.
It's
Like
really
that.
live.
people.
Is
They
it
want to
funnier?
know. They want to know.
Yeah,
what's
it just
happening.
fucking popped up with this thing, so it's cool now.
Can you keep an eye on the live feed just to make sure that?
No, yeah, we're good. No, we're good on the live feed. It's just the camera was.
Okay, I stopped it because I thought it was broken. But it's not.
No, yeah, it's. I had.
He's director's powers. You can do that.
Okay.
I can
Maybe
stop
he's sitting over
time.
there like he's some sort of director.
But yeah, so yeah, the show is Skate Talk, and a lot of people. I don't know if they know this or not, but you were actually, you know, a skateboarder before kids. Like you grew.
Yeah,
up
for
skating.
sure.
Or how old were you when you started actually skating?
Oh, I don't even know. Like maybe 11 or something. Or I remember I was originally into BMX, like a lot of kids in like the 80s. And like, we would ride around on BMX, and then I think I saw somebody with a jump ramp, with maybe like a Santa Cruz slasher board or something.
Yeah.
And I was really like into it. I thought like, oh wow, this looks really crazy.
Yeah.
And so I remember I got really into skating, but I didn't have a board, typical like scenario where you share a board with like your friends. And decided one day like, fuck, I'm gonna get a board. And there was a soccer store in the town I grew up in New Jersey that sold skateboards. And they just had like Santa Cruz Completes. And I really wanted the Rob Roscoe board with the screaming face. And my brother at the time worked at a supermarket called A&P, which is basically like a Ralph's or something. And,
Right.
and my family was so poor, not only did we like label all our food in the refrigerator, but we also hid money from everybody. Like if you had money, you would hide it because you knew somebody would steal it. So my brother would hide it in the tiles in the kitchen ceiling.
Right.
And I was so little, one day I figured, like I saw him do it or something. I remember I went and stole $140 from the ceiling of the
Jesus
kitchen from my
Christ.
brother to go and buy a Rob Roscoe.
That's a lot of money to steal from a poor sibling.
Oh yeah, I was the biggest dick. You know, like whatever. I mean, it was terrible, and it was right around Christmas, and it was probably the money he was saving to buy me a gift and the rest of the family.
Well,
And I stole it, and everybody knew it was me. I denied it, and like kind of passed, but sort of didn't.
Did they kind of suspect it when you showed up with the brand new skateboard?
Well, that's the thing. I never showed up with it. I left it at my friend's house, but it was really awkward. When on Christmas morning, my mom gave me one of these like cheap like ninja boards because she knew I wanted a skateboard. But she just gave me like one of the ones you would buy at like Marshalls or something, with like just a stereotypical ninja on the bottom.
Yeah.
And that was probably the first time in my life where I really felt like shit, like I was a bad person because I'd like already stolen all this money, and I wasn't gonna give back the board or give back the money, like. And I had to pretend to ride the other board, I think. Like, I think I just, like, brought it to curves and, like, sanded down the graphic and, like, threw it in the air to chip it in the shower. But at the end of the day, I would just go and ride the Rob Roscoe. So I think I was maybe, like, 11 or 12.
11 or 12.
8. So, I don't know. I don't remember not skateboarding.
Yeah.
Like, I remember in elementary school, first time I ever cut school, I went to a skate shop in South Orange, New Jersey, to go on a stealing spree, and I stole a full Vision Streetwear Gator outfit, Gator shorts, and a Gator button-up shirt.
Jesus Christ.
And that's like, I was in elementary school, so I don't know, like probably around 5th, 6th grade is when I started.
5th or 6th grade. How old were you when like kids came about?
Well, I remember people talking about it when I I think I met Larry Clark when I was like 14. No, maybe even younger, 13. And Larry always said that I was the angriest kid he'd ever seen on a skateboard. Like I was, if I didn't land a trick immediately, I'd be focusing my board. Like, as a kind of kid, if I slammed, somebody'd be like, "Hey man, you okay?" And I'd be like, "Does it look like I'm fucking okay?" I was so angry as a kid. And Larry was like, and you had this voice that was so crazy.
Right.
And I still have a crazy voice, but when I was a kid, I'm sure it was a lot worse.
Yeah.
So I met Larry when I was like 13, 14, and we filmed kids at this exact same time. Because I'm about to be 33, and I'm going to be 33 on July 25th. I turned 17 while we were making the movie.
Oh, okay.
So it's like literally, I don't know how many years ago that was, like 16 or something.
Yeah.
But this exact same time. And strangely, it was like this one summer in New York, I don't think will ever happen again, where you had kids from San Francisco, from DC, all these places
all
in
those
New York
different,
at the same time. It was right around.
The dudes that were actually in the movie, like as extras.
Oh yeah, like LeVar McBride and Gary and Nick and Javier Nunez, and like it was really weird. It was a really special summer.
Were you already hanging out with those guys before? Like, did you know those guys before the movie?
Well, it's weird, like, because I'm from New Jersey, and like, it's kind of stigma to like skate in New York, being from New Jersey.
Okay.
So I was friends with like Tim O'Connor and Punch and Moeller and all these guys.
Yeah.
But we were always kind of the outcasts because we were from New Jersey. And even though like Tim could skate better than half these guys, he was still considered from New Jersey, which was kind of like bad. It was a stigma.
Right.
So yeah, and you know what's weird? The only, like, there were a few people that were really outgoing, but the only person that was mega outgoing and didn't give a shit where you're from was Harold Hunter. Like, he was like, almost like an ambassador for skating in New York. Like, he knew everybody, he was friends with everybody.
Right.
But like, a lot of the other people, I didn't get along with, like Justin Pierce. We didn't get along at all. We like almost fist fought on set.
You didn't know him before the movie?
I knew him. He knew me, but we weren't friends. You know, like
Was
not
he
at all.
like another kid that was like hanging out, like just your average skater, or was he trying to be an actor?
No. Justin. Nobody was actors.
No.
That was the thing. Nobody ever thought about acting, and I don't even think when the movie was done, anybody thought about acting.
Yeah.
It was just like something that happened. And it was like, it was really weird. It was almost, it didn't make sense or something. Like, we were just a bunch of kids basically doing what we, like, the only thing I did differently in that movie than I did in real life was like have sex with girls.
Right.
And in real life, I wasn't having sex at all.
Yeah.
And I think I would even like, because Larry's like, oh, you're supposed to be really cool and like, and I was like, oh yeah, I hooked up with mad girls, but at the time I maybe had sex once. So it was like really strange, you know.
barely lost your virginity recently.
Yeah, like if anything, I should have been a victim in that movie as opposed to like the guy going around like being the suave guy.
Do you ever like do the quotes like to this day people still come up to you?
Oh yeah, butterscotch. I get that shit all the time. Butterscotch.
Yeah.
I like run my fingers under.
Yeah.
When we were in Canada, I remember like you were DJing and someone handed you like the VHS to sign.
Yeah, it's really awkward for me because it's like basically, I did that when most people were doing like high school plays, so I feel like it's a high school play gone wrong. You know, like I shouldn't be reminded of that for the rest of my life, but I will be.
Right.
You know, it's just like something I did, and you know, people will come up and say it's their favorite movie ever, and I'll just be like, why? Like
do you think they're
crazy.
retarded for liking that movie? Or
No, I think
that
it's
lifestyle, or
I think it's cool, but it's weird when people like glamorize it. Like you know, it's
like I want to be like those guys.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's really strange, and
Did you think
I
that
look back
time,
and
or
look
did
at
it
the
just looking
fondness.
back?
Like
At the time, did you buy into it all? Like after the movie was over?
No,
I
I
walked
freaked-
around going like, "Fucking love virgins."
Right. Not at all. You know, after the movie came out, I moved to London because I knew it wasn't come out there for a year.
Really?
Yeah, I lived in London for a year, and after it came out, I worked at a skate shop for a couple months, grabbed as much product as I could. I went to London and I lived in a youth hostel, and then I met my friend Seth Curtis, and I moved in with him within like 5 days or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, I lived there. I really freaked out. I didn't want to be associated with the movie at all.
Really?
It was really weird. People thought it was like a documentary. People wanted to kick the shit out of me.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Like after that movie, would girls like not want to hook up with you because they were like, "I got AIDS"?
I mean, girls didn't want to hook up with me before.
Or
but I'm sure it didn't help anything.
Did any virgins ever?
No, I don't think it really like painted a nice portrait. It wasn't like a romantic. It wasn't. I wasn't Robert Patterson by any degree. You know, the girls didn't think I was gonna like wine and dine. It's like I would look like a dick. And I think at the time I was so awkward. I probably couldn't even talk to girls anyway. Like, I was already awkward, and then I had this huge boulder on my back.
Yeah.
Being like, okay, even if you could talk to a girl, they're not going to talk to you because you're an asshole.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I think I probably was celibate for like 3 years or something after that. Like I probably only had sex once, and they couldn't even get laid again for another 3 years because of the stupid movie. You know. But I guess Isn't that normal for everyone? I don't know.
Fuck, yeah.
They tell me about it.
Yeah.
But like after Kids was over, did you keep in contact with like Justin Pierce or like
Yeah. Well, it was,
the other actors in there?
yeah, for sure. It's like, it's weird. It wasn't until Kids was over that me and Justin actually became friends.
Right.
And this was when Justin was living out here. Justin lived in LA for a while. And it was, I guess, like later 90s. Keenan lived out here. A bunch of people lived out here. And I would come out here and stay. When Steve Barr and Eric Costa lived together, I would stay at their house over in Hollywood. And so, yeah, there was like a community, and everybody would go to Pibbett's room. And like, it was like all that shit about being a kid and all this was like over. You know, we were all kind of grown up now.
Right.
I mean, we were like 23, so kind of grown up. But like, we got past all that shit. We didn't care about where you were from or whatever, as long as you're a good person.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like, you know, it was everyone definitely. I still see Chloe in New York all the time, and Larry Clark. Larry's like kind of like a father to me, so like I talk to him a lot.
You still talk to him a lot? Like when you look back now, do you think it was weird like that Larry, like as old as he was when you guys made that movie, was like kind of a pervert or like?
Yeah, but Larry has like I don't know if this is the right way to put it, but like Peter Pan syndrome.
Yeah.
Like I know that basically he started shooting photos when he was really young.
Yeah.
But he never really feels like he got the right photos of adolescence. He knows there's more to it, and I feel like he's really constantly trying to crack that code to actually get the proper depiction of what it's like to be like a kid.
Yeah.
And that's where his obsession lies. He's not a pervert. I lived with him while we were making kids and stuff. He's not a pervert at all. He has 2 kids of his own that are like in their like early 20s. I think it's just this obsession with him really trying to nail like the best possible portrait of like teenage youth in America. Like, I think he's done it a couple of times, you know, whether it be through photography or movies, but it's something he keeps coming back to. And you know, he likes to also, you know, he discovered skateboarding only a couple of years before Kids through Tobin Yealand. And I think for him, it was this cool like counterculture that he'd never experienced before. And he told me that when he met Tobin, they met at a photography workshop in NorCal. And Tobin went to this photography workshop showing him all skate photos, but there was a couple of just kind of lifestyle photos mixed in there of the people that Tobin was hanging out with. And Larry was like, this is the interesting shit. This is like this is what I want to see more of. And so Tobin really introduced Larry to that whole world. And then Larry would tell you that. Like Tobin was his gateway into that whole world. Like, I remember the Back to the Banks contest. I was already friends with Larry. I broke my board somehow. I probably focused it. And he's like, "I'll come back to my house. I have another board for you." So I go back to Larry's house, and Tobin's there, Andy Roy and Sean Young and Mickey Reyes.
Yeah.
And I swear, like I'm there, maybe 14, and I look over, and Andy Roy's sitting there like this, like no big deal, but his balls are hanging out of his pants. Like he would do this, like it was like his party trick.
Yeah.
His dick wouldn't be hanging out, just his balls, like through the fly of the zipper. And I'm like this little kid, like, can I get that board now? You know, like I'm just like want to get the fuck out of there. And you know, I wouldn't look up to those guys in the same way I do now, but still then it was like really intimidating. You know, like Coco Santiago and all those guys were like heroes to me because they were like kind of really.
Those are also some rough dudes too.
Yeah, for sure. And like, but you know, they were like kind of. I don't know, because back then all of skateboarding was pretty fucked. Like you weren't cool if you skateboarded; you were pretty jacked. And, but those guys seemed to be doing it like the most hardcore, and for me as a kid that seemed like the best, you know. It wasn't like, I don't know, like cardio and Coco Santiago. Like basically all deluxe back then, like stereo and anti-hero,
Yeah.
like early anti-hero with like the original Chris Johansson graphics and stuff.
Yeah.
And like original stereo shit. That was like my favorite period of skating. Like Mike Dare, all that shit.
Yeah.
That was like my favorite shit. And that was like Union Square, San Francisco, and that was all going on. That,
Yeah.
Like I remember after we made Kids, we came out here with me, Jeff Penn, Justin Pierce, Hamilton Harris. A bunch of us came out to San Francisco. I just remember like sitting in Union Square and seeing guys like Sean Young skate by.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, dude, that's Sean Young. Like, I heard he bomb hills and do a kickflip at the bottom. Like, you know, like going 30 miles an hour and just eat shit, and that was like the best. I mean, and like Tobin Nealon, I always thought was like Tobin and Spike Jones. Those were the photos I had on my wall as a kid. Those were the best skate photographers. So like, obviously pictures of like Jason Lee, or like Dan Stewart. He was the other, like Matt Hensley was like my hero growing up.
Yeah.
But like anybody that like Tobin shot, you knew was like amazing.
Right.
And like, you knew they lived a life. So that's kind of like the guys I zeroed in on.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I could even hang out with them today. Being like an adult, they would still be like really intimidating.
You think you'd bring up your stories to him? Like, hey, do you remember when I came to get that?
I think I brought it up once to Mickey Reyes, and I think he remembered weirdly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Mickey, he's never been like jerk to me. Like he's always been the nicest dude in the world to me, like really open. And I think one time he's like, "Hey, what's going on, Mickey?" And I was like, "Yeah, we've met before." And you know, I kind of say it like kind of like laughing because I don't know if he knows it or not. And he's like, "Yeah, I remember that." And that was like strange because he shouldn't have remembered it. There's no reason for him to. But the idea that even if he didn't remember it, he was willing to go along with it, like made me really psyched because like, you know, I grew up looking up to that guy.
Right.
And he represents like a lot of companies that I really respect.
Right.
So yeah.
Was there people that were like New York skaters that were bummed on kids? Because I think some people. I remember some people saying there's like homosexual undertones and like.
Oh, I don't know.
Homosexual undertones, really?
Yeah, like this bottle spraying. I remember at the time hearing like, and also there was a Supreme commercial. This wasn't Larry Clark. This was Thomas Campbell. There was like a Supreme commercial, and people were bummed on that.
What, like the John Coltrane one? It was like in 411 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you had guys in New York that were like core skaters that like didn't want to, you know, I remember this one time. So one time I was talking to an older New York skater. He's like being a dick to me. I was like, all right, whatever. Whatever. You know, like.
Do you not want to say it?
No, I'm not gonna say what it is. But you know, New Yorkers have being a dick down to a science, pretty much. And he's like, yeah, man, you know why I wasn't in Kids? Because I ain't a fucking kid, man. Like, bro, like I didn't even bring that up. You just said that. Like, I don't know if like you got like a chip on your shoulder because of this or what.
Because he wasn't asked to be in it, or
yeah. Well, I think for a lot of skaters in New York, I mean, New York was at a really weird period at that point with like Extra Large and a lot of these like weird companies doing shit. But a lot of people didn't know how it was going to go. You know, like a lot of people couldn't see the future of it. So a lot of people turned it down and then later saw that, oh, it wasn't that bad. It maybe depicted skateboarding okay. And so maybe they were angry that it didn't participate in it, or maybe they were angry that it like took something away from I don't know. I think people somehow thought that it capitalized on their culture,
right?
And that maybe that wasn't cool, you know?
Yeah.
Like maybe this is like something I spent my whole life doing, and now this fucking weird old dude rolls in, and you know, he gets another weird young dude to write a script, and now they're like
on skateboarding.
Yeah, and like who's this guy to fucking profit on my existence?
Right.
Which is understandable.
True, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of people who didn't like it.
But no matter what you have, no matter what scenes there are in life, that's always going to happen.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better. I mean, how many times have you seen a bad movie based on punk music? You know, like
right.
Everything gets raped eventually.
Yeah.
You know, like they're making a movie about fucking Facebook right now. Like the most boring fucking
I'm just
subject
about that one.
you can imagine.
About that.
Like who?
I'm like,
gives
I
a
started
shit?
Wait, can we not talk about that?
I'm just saying, like, you know, like everything you do, and it's like for, like, you know, like
Skate Talk the movie.
there's so many
Yeah,
movies
there's been
being
talks,
produced
right.
that, like, eventually they'll get around to your like subculture, whatever
Yeah.
it might be. You know,
Nothing.
Mark Rosser was
Doesn't
telling me
say
one.
right anymore.
There's like an industry section in a 411, and Mark Rosser had like a bunch of tricks in it.
yeah.
Like 3 tricks. And he's like, dude, skaters in New York wanted to like kill me for being in it. Because he's from Vermont. But he just happened to be like,
Yeah.
whoever was filming, he just happened to like get a couple tricks. And he said Javier Nunez was like pissed. And he's like, man, Javier Nunez. Which is funny because Javier Nunez is like the
From
coolest.
Jersey.
Didn't even think about that. But like the coolest dude. He's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, man, those guys just like vibe me.
No,
He's like, it wasn't
it's-
until I became a bartender that everyone was like cool with me again.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like back then, because these are guys who've been skating since the original Shud days, you know, like, and like, you know, it was strangely like a turf war or something, like the kind of way if you go surfing at somebody else's spot and you're like a kook, you know, and they're like locals only. New York was like locals only. Like if you're from Jersey, fuck you. If you're from Long Island, fuck you. Like there was like people that were seriously pissed. It was like you were fucking their girlfriends. Like, especially if you could fuck better than them. If you could skate better than them at the spots they grew up skating, they'd be bummed, you know, or if a photographer turned their attention to you because you were like taking over their thing, you know? So yeah, like it's weird. I think that New York now is a lot mellower than it was then. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of animosity for sure. I'm sure I got beat up because I was from New Jersey, at least once. But it's now, as you get older, you see those same people around, like, yeah, you dick, like whatever, like go back to Jersey. I'm like, go back to Long Island. You're not even from New York either, you know. You're from Queens. You're from fucking, you know, Brooklyn.
Wait, did you skate with Pulio in Jersey?
Oh yeah. Pulio was our local hero. Bobby was always amazing. Like, he was always as good as he is now, or whenever people's last seen footage of him. Bobby was always the guy, like around like Clifton, New Jersey, and like there's a few guys. But yeah, like Bobby, Mike and Kim Cardona, they were amazing.
Is he Fred Gall?
I didn't know Freddie growing up. I still don't know him. He lives like in a really
awesome.
weird section of New Jersey. Obviously, I remember Freddie from like the Tracker video. So, like he was like a name you heard, but I never actually got to meet him. I mean, I always started his skating, but like
Who else was like Ryan McGinley from where you're from?
Yeah,
he's
Ryan
younger though, right?
Yeah, but no, Ryan's like my age. Like me and Ryan would skate together. Because Ryan wasn't really that good of a skater, but he was out every night. Like, you know, he worked at a skate shop, I worked at a skate shop. I always tell people I knew Ryan McGinley before he was gay. He wasn't gay at all then, you know, he was like a skate rat who had like a hot girlfriend. And yeah, totally. Like he was a ladies' man before he decided.
Mike Maldonado?
Yeah, no, Mike.
Yeah.
I remember Mike, Bam, and Carrie went to stay with me in London when I lived in London with Seth Curtis. And I don't know, maybe this is when they all originally got on Toy Machine.
Yeah.
And I never heard of Carrie. And I just remember being like, who the fuck is this kid? Like, he was so incredible back then. And like, Bam was a little known, and Mike was like a powerhouse. Like, he could skate like nobody. But yeah, Carrie blew me away. This is a long time ago.
Yeah. Do you want to take a little break and have the news?
Yeah.
Afterwards, we can take some calls. Huh?
Oh no.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Wait, you're staying? You gotta stay for the news section. You can't.
well, I can listen through the window while I have my...
Well, he has a smoke. What I'm curious, I don't know if you people at home notice this that watch this, or I don't know if you noticed, Patrick, that Bush has been sitting with me through the whole show. This is the first.
I know, I feel like, you know what, this is getting a little
I-
like cheesy. This is too much like inside sweaty t-shirt, like in your face or upper chest area, like sure it wasn't enjoyable.
Yeah, that was a great time.
But on that note, was that a question or just? Like a little remember that.
You didn't have to
I
be
think
in the room.
that was kind of a remember that moment.
Wow, that was
That
tight.
could have been conversation.
Is that how you end that? Like, yeah, that was tight.
Do you remember when I was awesome that one time?
No,
Yeah,
we were
was
gonna,
awesome.
In my own mind?
God damn it.
You know.
We were gonna hang out after that. It's because after
But that doesn't
that.
stop.
No. After that, I texted him like, "Oh yeah, what are you doing?" And he never wrote back. And I was like, "Fuck! Did I like blow it that hard? Like, did I do more than just take my shirt off?" Then I saw you randomly like 5 days later, and you're all, "That's not my number. What are you talking about?" It's just texting a wrong number and then thinking you weren't writing me back because I blew it.
Oh, well, it could. I mean, even if you did get to write,
never got to talk about it.
People are saying no sound, but there's
Totally,
sound.
Yeah.
understandable.
People are saying there's no
Time
sound,
for
but
the
there's sound.
Time for the news.
Oh,
I don't know if there's something with the issue.
No, I'm not gonna sit here.
I've been sitting here with you for your whole fucking
Hey,
shit.
Boosh, you might be in silence because some people say they don't have sound right now, brother.
There's no sound?
People are saying it, but it's still on here.
They
so.
said there's
there's sound now.
sound.
There's
Oh,
sound
there's
now.
sound.
All right, so
Oh, there's
Wait, so Rain saying the sound cut out for that incredible story.
Rain
that
said-
we can totally tell.
Wait, I think it cut out for some people. I think it cut out for
We
some
can
people.
edit it. We can edit it.
Alright, let's go back on.
We had some technical
He's gonna
difficulties for a second.
Wait, there's technical difficulties?
No, there was. This camera just doesn't have batteries, so
Is no one listening to the news now? You guys are all leaving?
I am.
Me and Teddy are out of here.
I'm listening.
Fucking guys.
I'm here,
I'm
listening.
here.
Alright, I'll tell you guys then.
You got the spot now, brother.
Big news this week, actually. Bob knows this, but this entire week I've left the text edit thing open, and every time I hear news, I've been saving it onto the same thing throughout the week, and not like right before the show starts or
Oh,
anything.
text edit.
Or whatever the.
I heard Anderson Cooper uses that.
What I've been saying, though, I've been saving the news for the entire week whenever I hear it. I'm not just going last minute.
Yeah.
So
This is
It's getting
getting good.
official. It's getting
This is-
good.
That's what he's saying.
I'm
Passion.
really excited.
Passion right here.
just so you know, big news.
Come on, brother.
Big news this week. Paul Macnow is off Darkstar.
Yeah.
No,
I know that. Leo Fitzpatrick knew that too.
Skateboard
Kind of
thing.
reported
Every
it.
week someone has to fuck it up for me, alright? This is for those guys.
So who's he skate for?
Nothing. He's on. I heard actually though he's getting on Jeremy Rogers' new
What
company,
is that case with
Shellfish?
Shellfish, which is
Who else got on that?
It's gonna be sick.
big old Brian Winnings now on there too.
Wow.
Yes. Another New Jersey guy.
He did, and as like a tribute to that company, he got Selfish tattooed across his whole arm.
I thought you would get that.
Yeah, I thought he got a little bitch right here.
Do you think we could ever get Wenning on the show?
I wish.
go to New Jersey.
Probably could.
He'll be around it.
Yeah, now that he's on tour and shit.
Wait, we can talk about this after this show.
Because they're doing a comeback tour.
So yeah, they're doing a Canadian tour now, I think.
I'm back music video.
That's
Or
awesome.
are we jumping the gun on your news?
Yeah, you guys are just fucking up my whole.
Okay, keep going.
Um, Ryan Smith, we talked about him getting kicked off his shoe company a couple weeks ago. He's on Vox now. I don't know if you knew that, Leo.
I didn't know Vox was still a company.
That's news too, right there. I think I've said that it's gone out of business. I think Vox has gone out of business like 3 times since we started this fucking show. I don't know, a year ago today, right?
Right.
Yeah. Beautiful year.
What else is in the news, Boosh?
A couple companies got sold in the past couple days.
Oh yeah.
No
Yeah.
way.
Ruka got sold to Billabong, and Nike bought Ambiguous. So that's a little
Didn't
marketing
Traffic-
info.
didn't
It's like a
Traffic
little
get
swab
bought?
right there.
Yeah, syndrome.
No, Traffic, they didn't get bought.
Oh, we already talked about that.
Yeah,
on
it's just a
previous.
different distribution. What Plan B used to be out of.
Right.
Yeah. But that's cool. Billabong bought Ruka.
Why is that cool?
Crazy, right?
It's not cool for Peru.
Good perspective.
You know the cool thing is
Yeah.
at least something happened this week. That's the cool thing.
Is that the news?
And, bigger news than that. I shouldn't have said the Mackinac thing was big. Mike V quit Element and started his own company
Again?
called Die by the Sword.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No.
So,
Bit self-explanatory.
I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure what that means, but hopefully
You're killing it.
that doesn't happen. Well,
I guess.
Die by the Board maybe would have been a different
This is
one.
a
You
big
think we
step.
could sell skate talk to Billabong?
We can try.
I'll sell it to anyone. Gatorade, Red Bull, Monster.
This
We
is a
should-
big
we're
step
gonna-
up from your normal fucking Do Tour news, and
Well, you know what, Bob? Something happened this week. I don't make the news. I just report it.
Wasn't there something about the barracks? This shit was gonna go in the barracks.
Shut up, you fucking turd. What are you doing? Your job is to fucking film. You're not
I'm
talking.
filming, brother.
Seriously.
I'm doing my job.
No, you're not. You're not.
That's it? That's all for the news?
That's
No.
the news?
Christen's VTech
oh
started a
Oh,
distribution company that now distributes 1031 skateboards, Landshark wheels, By the Sword,
What's
Mike
that?
V's company.
Nice.
Who's the new rider for 1031? CJ, dude. Don't you know that?
Teddy.
Who?
This guy named CJ.
CJ?
New rider for 1031. I back 1031. I think that's one of the best companies. Ben Rayborn? That kid's sick.
Chad
That
Knight,
kid's sick. Chad Knight's
Sound
on there?
right?
isn't he?
Wait, isn't
Ohio.
that
Nice
Ohio
nuggets
company,
down.
right?
Nice, alright.
What's that?
That's an Ohio company.
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
He came from Ohio.
That's my dude.
Yeah.
So what building is that distribution squatting in?
Did you see Chad Knight's eyeball?
Oh, did I what?
He got his eyeball knocked out at some point.
Almost.
Almost knocked out.
Yeah. Sketchy.
What?
I did say here's a bit
Yeah.
of here's a bit of
Un-American
if you
Gladiator?
want if you want dude, if you want to update, remember when we filmed the Crossroads episode of Skate
Oh
Talk?
yeah.
Chris Lambert was at the show the other night and was still mad that I made fun of his haircut on that. He was telling me how I was lucky that he was high and not drunk because something would have happened. Because I asked him, I was like, who'd you lose a bet to cut your hair like that? And he remembered me from that and was still pissed.
I like that I was trying to direct a music video and there's a lot of pressure and all these extras and I'm trying to stuff and you kept telling me about it. I'm doing all this stuff.
Can we talk
and
about
you're
that?
like,
Can we
hey,
talk about this
Patrick, guess what just happened?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, can you just
Sorry.
tell me about it when I'm not working?
Yeah. You're in the middle of doing a bunch of shit and you need to know where the beer's at or
Oh yeah, you kept telling me over hey, when's this gonna be over? Because
Sorry. We'll talk about this after the show. It'll be all right.
yeah.
Okay, hang on.
Everyone
Stop. Cut.
Wait, guys. All right, where'd you
Who
put the
needs to get
beer?
the trash?
Where'd you put the beer? Is this me go?
Hey, I'm gonna take a piss.
Alright, go ahead.
But before I do, the bathroom's not mic'd, right?
Nope. It's not.
You'll find out. You'll find out on YouTube, won't you?
Teddy's going.
One more piece of news before completely embarrass myself.
Go ahead.
Grant Patterson. I don't know if you remember him. Short, baggy clothes
Yeah.
guy. He turned pro for a company called Red Star.
Red Star.
Yeah,
Live in Texas?
I think it's probably Canada. But
Playing with the blind.
he's a good guy.
I heard Rich Adler turned pro.
I heard he was going to turn pro. There's plans for him to turn pro, but it's not official.
So I shouldn't have said anything.
Down.
No, but
Sorry, Rich.
Richard Adler. But yeah, I think that could be it. I think that's the news.
That's the news?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the news, Booch.
You know what? Come on. I was good this week, right? It wasn't bad.
That was great.
It could have been a lot worse.
I guess
Lord knows it's been a lot worse, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, thanks for that, Booch.
Thank you.
Can't wait for this next week.
Neither can I. I've heard there's a new detour stop.
Yeah, that's really informative.
X Games is coming
Did you
up.
learn some stuff?
Definitely not. But I might have forgot some stuff and you filled me in again.
Reminded you of it?
Yeah.
Fucking
Let's
thanks
see.
a lot.
Take some calls for you. You guys watching, it's now, the lines are open.
It's open mic night.
Say a command.
Sick.
Whoa.
Your phone's telling
That's
you to do
dumb.
it.
It's just all what the heck.
Yeah, so
Someone's getting
we're taking
mine.
calls to Leo right now if you want to call him and ask him whatever you want. Please ask to smell his finger of butterscotch. We just talked about this.
Yeah,
earlier.
it gets
Yeah.
old, sort of.
Well, here's
And
the call.
if it still smelled like butterscotch, I might be a little weird.
Skate Talk, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Sounds
Caller, go ahead.
Well,
tired, I like that.
Awesome.
good question.
It's a good
man.
start.
Really
Yeah.
good question.
No, it's weird you
That's
asked
a great start.
because I was going to bring that up.
I want to remind if you call in to turn your computer volume down so there's no feedback. All right.
Don't you get questions usually off the interweb?
Yeah. Skate Talk.
Great.
You know what?
Did you fuck it up?
No, it's plugged in.
Man, this is just like Charlie Rose.
Someone was asking about Harmony Korine, I think.
What do they want to know?
Stories. Great question.
Skate Talk, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
There's a delay.
You're out. Hey,
It's a
you're out.
delay.
There's a delay.
There's a delay. Turn your computer volume down.
Caller, go ahead and ask a question.
It's like the fucking.
I got a question for Leo.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I got a question for Leo.
Sick.
In the party scene at the end of Kids, it's just like these really, really young kids smoking pot.
Yeah.
Is it real?
I can't take much more of that. I'm hanging up on him.
I think he
Well,
was
I
gonna
don't
ask.
know.
It's
I think he
real.
was
He
gonna
can't
ask.
talk though. He's a retard.
I like how we can guess what the question would be, though.
Hey, was it gonna be? Was it real? Do you think that's where it's going?
That could be one option. It's
Because
like
we-
choose your own
Is it
adventure.
lyrics? Were they really smoking weed?
I don't know. I wasn't there for that.
We did. Javier Nunez actually talked about it in his episode of Skate Talk. He said it was real weed, and they had like 8 takes or something, and he got so high that he fell asleep and missed like the last couple.
I would
hours.
imagine it was real. That party scene was pretty real and debaucherous, which is really bad when you're trying to make a film. Like, it's great to a point, and then it just gets annoying when people are like passing out or getting too drunk to remember their lines or this or that. Also, the weird thing is, when I made Kids, I was straight edge. So,
Really?
yeah.
Cheers.
So cheers to that. So I wasn't even like hanging out at the party scene really. If anything, I was probably trying to talk to a girl, which didn't. It's probably about nothing would ever come of that. But yeah.
All right, we got another call. Skate Talk.
Here's an interesting thing. I think I told you about this. During that Lens music. Oh wait.
Oh, hello.
Hi, do you have a question? Go ahead. I don't know what's going on tonight. It's never been this retarded.
That's
Do they
people
come-
retarded.
not first beer.
What?
Everybody's butt dialing.
You know it's strange.
Talk to the phone, not the computer. Talk to the phone. There's a delay. When you call, don't talk to the computer. Talk into your phone. Gee, but at that music video, some girl came up and was all, "You're from Skate Talk, aren't you?"
Wow.
Wow.
Another fantastic story from Bowie.
But I noticed there were all these girls there, right?
That's incredible.
And I was like too busy working to like try to skis or anything.
I wasn't
like,
saying
that was
that. She was. I mean, it just blew my
I
mind.
would really hate to interrupt, Bush, but
That blew my mind. I'm just saying that was.
we're talking to Leo here, and you have to just out of nowhere say like, "Hey
It was
Patrick, another funny story about myself." At your photo, your video shoot the other night, this girl recognized me from Skate Talk.
They don't recognize you
I'm
because
saying-
they recognize me.
I'm saying. I was saying that
What the
there's
fuck is wrong with you?
there's actually a girl that watches this show. That's all I was trying to say. It blew my mind. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Maybe someone else will call in and not say anything, right?
Skate Talk, what's your name? Where you come from?
Maybe something's wrong with the
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you should just
do it like how
repeat the
normally.
question. Yeah.
Okay,
Because
I'll just
this
try
is-
through the phone with this. If you're out there and you're trying to call, keep calling. I'll just take it off the phone.
And is this your real number that you're giving people?
Yes,
Are you
it is.
Nuts?
Skate Talk, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Plug it in.
Joey from New York. I remember seeing Leo on some like reality TV show,
Sure.
like actors living in some house or something ages ago. What was the deal with that? Was it like for money or some shit? Like, what was that?
Yeah, that's completely true. I was on a reality show. And it was not for money, it was because I was homeless.
What year?
I have no idea what year it was.
But like,
But it was
like
around
90s?
the time that I was staying with Steve and Eric, I think. And I was living here, I had nowhere to go. And this opportunity came up for me to make a little bit of money and do this thing. And I was like, all right, how bad could it be? And it was probably one of the worst decisions I ever made in my life. But yeah, it
What
was
channel
about
was it on?
actors in LA.
Oh, funny you bring up bad decisions, because like,
Because the other day, this girl tried to talk to me, totally was too drunk to remember it.
So since kids, like it hasn't all been money since you've gone through.
No, I mean, I'm still broke. I mean, it's like, you know, it's being an actor pretty much sucks. It's like you don't ever really make money occasionally,
Yeah.
and then you know you don't work for 2 years, so you spend that money, and then you kind of keep doing it. But it's weird. I still feel like I'm in like some quarter life crisis where I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing.
Do you see yourself acting 10 years from now, or do you think?
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
really hard to say because I just feel like, is it worth it? Do I really enjoy it?
Yeah.
I never meant to do it in the first place.
Right.
You know, I wanted to be a skateboarder.
Yeah.
Obviously, I didn't have the skills for that. This opportunity presented itself, so I did that. But I don't know. You know, it's different from like these people who grew up wanting to do it. I almost feel bad for taking it away from those people who wanted to be an actor ever since they were a kid. 'Cause
Right.
I seriously could take it or leave it, but I come back to it just because it's like money and an opportunity.
Yeah.
I never know, like, I'm not passionate about it. I see it as work, you know? It's like working in a coal mine where you don't necessarily like it, but you do it and you do the best job you can
Right.
in order to make money to, like, you know, hopefully build on something else.
Yeah.
So.
You'll never call. Skate Talk.
What? Hello?
Yeah. What's your question?
I just wanted to ask my kid.
Okay. Go ahead.
After watching all I think about is fucking virgin.
Is this the girl you met the other night that was saying
she probably, if she's a girl and she's watching the show, it has to be her.
I like that voice.
Yeah, that's pretty tight. I think that was one of the kids in the hall. I'm not sure which one, but maybe the chicken lady.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Beef.
Still?
Alright, what's beef? Oh.
Say again?
Alright. One more time? Sorry.
Oh, man. Fuck you.
Sick.
Nice meeting you.
I like this show.
You should have done it a year ago.
It's like the Phil Henry show. You ever listen to that thing?
No.
On 6:40 a.m.?
Oh, actually, I stole the idea from a Neil Hamburger show.
Oh man, that guy is so
Yeah,
fucking.
Leo, what are your favorite memories of the Keenan Milton, Justin Pierce, and Harold Hunter individually?
That's really weird. I think, I don't know, just hanging out with them. It's weird. I don't necessarily remember certain one. I remember my favorite thing about Harold Hunter is that he always swore that he taught me late shove-its.
Yeah.
But it was really Tim O'Connor. And even Tim O'Connor has told him, like, it wasn't Leo, it was me. And Harold's like, yeah, right, nigga. Like, he's like, fuck out of here, it was Leo. And Tim's like, no, it was me. So that's Harold. Justin, I think just basically when we became friends, like, actually after all the weird, like, when we did kids, we weren't friends at all. But afterwards, we kind of let it settle. And, yeah, that was really great. And Keenan, kind of just like, Keenan, every day you hung out with him was really, like, amazing. Keenan was kind of the most, like, easygoing person ever. And the weirdest thing I don't think a lot of people knew about Keenan was he liked all kinds of music.
Right.
Like, he would listen to anything, you know, and like,
Yeah.
and so that was really cool, just being able to talk to him about music. But like, you know, if he were alive today, he would like know about shit like Animal Collective. He didn't listen to like fucking hip hop. He listened to everything. And so just like the weird conversations and the fact that he was like always positive, you know, like that was always really awesome to me.
Yeah.
Like, cause like I said, I'm not like really like a great or even good skateboarder or this or that, but these guys I always looked up to would even give me the time of day to talk about shit like music and stuff was really sick to me. Because like I definitely knew who they were before they knew who I was.
Yeah.
And you know, we're coming in from different worlds, yet we could all meet because we had this common thing, which was skateboarding. So that was always awesome. But the Tim O'Connor late shove it thing, I always love that shit.
Oh, wait, I got a question from Dave Aaron.
Dave Aaron?
Yeah, he's on my Facebook.
What?
Wait.
Shout out to Dave Aaron.
Well, this isn't a question, it's more don't forget the dumping of the Vespa and My Name is Earl.
Oh.
Did you crash a Vespa?
I don't think so. But I pretty much forgot
And
the
then it
whole
says,
experience.
Ask him about art collecting and how OCD tidy his room is.
Well, it's weird. My room is not tidy until Powdell stays in it because he's a mooch. But I do collect art. It's like the one thing I always thought I did right.
You got a lot of art?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many people that, you know, like I wish I tried to like get art from and
Yeah. Well, you know what's weird is it's because of Aaron Rose
yeah.
that a lot of people in New York started collecting art with the Legend Gallery. First painting I ever bought was like old Chris Johansson painting. And it's from like the early days of Anti-Hero when nobody knew who he was, this and that. And it's a painting on wood that's maybe like 3 feet by 2 feet. And it's classic style. And I bought it for $300, which I remember thinking was like fucking so much money. I think I might have even bought it on like a payment plan. And years later, I remember that thinking that was the best thing I've ever done, best decision I ever did. I would never sell it, but it's something I can look at and be really psyched on for my entire life, as opposed to like $300, you buy like sneakers and some meals and fucking disappears. You know, like, so I always took like collecting art really seriously. I try to buy, if I have even like $400 extra, I'll go out and try to buy a piece of art with it. Because it's the only thing that I've ever done really right, that I know I did right, and that like brings me happiness. So yeah.
Do you still like make art? Because I saw today in a little prep work, you had a show, was it out here, and I wanted to figure out, because it's called Fuck Friends.
That's an old show.
I didn't know if it was Fuck Friends, or like Friends and Fuck, or Fuck Friends. Like I don't.
Exactly. See, that's the beautiful thing about art. It's up to interpretation. Man.
That's what you take in.
No, the show was called Fuck Friends. It was just this idea. I was getting drunk with my friend Terrence Coe, who's an artist in New York. And he had a gallery, and he's like, "Oh, Leo, you know, you should be an artist. It's so fun." You know, he's really a dramatic, weird guy, and that's how he talks. And it's like, "Well, give me a show." And he's like, "All right, you can have a show in, say, July, 14th or something." So I was like, "Okay, cool." But then I realized, like, I've never really put my art out there. Like, I'll make, like, bad postcards and send it to friends and stuff. I never actually did my own solo show. So I figured, well, I don't really know what I'm going to do, but I have a lot of friends who make work. So I asked 18 of my friends to collaborate with me, and some were more well-known than others, But so when thinking of the title, I was like, fuck friends. Like, do you actually literally fuck them? Or, like, is it like a meme, like, fuck you, sort of a thing? So that's where the title came from. And I don't think I've even figured it out, which one it means at this point, but it was years ago. And hopefully, I want to bring that show actually to LA and to other cities to collaborate with more people, because I think New York is a very specific style of art, and I think LA is its style of art, and people gravitate towards that and maybe like round it out. So I always wanted to build on it using myself as the lowest common denominator, but more so to put two artists that would never be in a show together. Somebody does like a GSD or something with somebody, I don't know, like Dan Colin, or like kind of maybe a more like well-known mainstream artist with like a skate artist. Something like that, I don't know. But now we're getting nerdy. We should go back to the calls.
Definitely go back to the calls.
You guys and your art.
That dog's a work of art.
And then just
Skate talk.
I think this is the only portion of the show I've ever seen.
The
awkward calling.
The dead air.
Dead air segment.
Have you seen Skate Talk before?
I have, yeah. Why do you think I reference the Jeremy Rogers thing every 5 seconds?
I think it's that girl that watches the show.
It's the girl again. Skate Talk, go ahead.
Where's the Skate Talk after party at?
Oh.
Bush's porch.
Fuck yeah.
Party.
We're going huge, baby. Hell yeah.
I got my shirt off, I got a 4-pack, I want to party.
A 4-pack? That's about 3 more Bud Lights and Bush has.
What did you just say to me?
You're a girl, right? You're a girl?
Nah.
Okay, then why do you have your shirt off? Why is that supposed to
check
stimulate
I like
us?
to party.
He likes to party. Take his shirt off.
Alright.
It's hot. It's
Where's he
hot.
gonna? Wait, find out where are you gonna party, and maybe we'll go there.
Oh, where are you gonna party?
I don't know, I'm trying to find the Skate Talk after party.
It's a dark one.
Is that a dude for real?
Yes, that is. Yeah.
I'm trying to suck in there, fucking pussy.
Sick.
Yeah, she said she's gonna do that. Some shit. That's probably the chick that watches. That's her.
Hey, you look like Blake from The Office.
Well, thank you. I've gotten that a few times. Well, thanks for calling.
Alright, bye.
Yeah,
Another
I
great-
wait to get to the intellectual stuff like art
Yeah.
and like
Then followed by
television.
Another-
Dwight from the office.
Another great caller on Skate Talk Live.
I like that call. That was a good call.
Skate Talk, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, John from Washington, D.C.
But it's like clear callers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering, what's your favorite skate moment, and what do you think about all the skate parks in New York City now?
What's your favorite what moment?
Yeah, first question first.
Repeat your first question.
Oh yeah, what do you think of, what is your favorite bank moment?
Oh, New York Brooklyn Banks.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the Back to the East contest. I think it was 1993. It was the year they did a contest in New York, Philly, and DC.
Yeah.
And that year, New York was fucking crazy. It was like everybody, like straight, like like Colin McKay was there, Danny Way.
That's when Danny Way goes to that handrail.
Yeah.
Didn't Harold's heel flip or backside flip?
Harold not only backside heel flipped the wall, but he beat Eric Costin in the best trick contest, wearing a New Jersey Devils jersey. That was the fucking craziest year. But I remember that year was so fucked up.
There's like a beatdown.
Yeah, there was first off, the day started, it was alright. I think I got my hat signed by Lady Miss Cure from D-Light, which is pretty amazing in itself.
Yeah.
And then there was a rat running all across the course. And these kids started going crazy, like Lord of the Flies crazy, and like started beating the shit out of this rat with their skateboards. And so this rat got killed, and then Poncho took a photo next to it that was in Big Brother, in like an early issue of Big Brother. And so that was kind of like this weird segue into how the rest of the day would work. And then there was a kid emceeing the contest. This like black kid, and I think he was wearing he didn't have a shirt on, he had a big gold necklace. And this guy, Kyle, who's like an infamous New York skater, Crazy Kyle, he rolled up to the MC and he's like, yo, I want your necklace or something like that. And the guy's like, nah, sorry bro, it's my necklace, whatever. And I think, I don't know how it went, like somebody hit somebody first, whatever. But Kyle was definitely robbing this kid. And I think the MC kid hit Kyle with a skate key, like those old school elephant wrenches, and cut Kyle's head open. So once all the other skaters saw that, they started attacking this kid. But they were attacking everything, the kid, buses, everything. It was serious mayhem. And I remember this kid was getting the shit kicked out of him so bad.
For defending himself.
For just defending it. Like, he didn't want to lose his chain, man. Who knows? Maybe this is like grandma's chain or something, but he, like a passerby in like a Toyota Corolla or something, like pulled over and like, he was like, get the fuck in the car. And the kid jumped in. He's already bloody as hell. And they sped off. And then, I think they had the best trick contest. It was like nothing had happened. It was really crazy. So that's my favorite Banks moment. It's like one of those things where like New York really feels like New York. Like everybody's drinking 40s. Like people are like getting in fights left and right. Like that's the energy of New York that I
When you go down like Ludlow Street or somewhere, are you one of those people that's like, not just Ludlow, but you're like, oh, New York's changed, New York's not.
I do and I don't. Like, I mean, obviously it's changed, but you can't complain about it because it just, that's inevitable that New York will change in the Lower East Side. You know, the first time I was skating in New York, I was 12. And I remember you couldn't go into Tompkins. If you went into Tompkins, I have no idea what year this is, but I remember somebody telling me extra large was on Avenue A. But I heard if you went into Tompkins, you'd walk out without your shoes. It was like really, you would get jumped and you'd lose your shoes or
by other skaters or by
just by squatters and weird punks and junkies and stuff. But what was the second part of that question?
What do you think about all the new parks?
Oh, I actually have a theory about skate parks. Like, I think skate parks are good, but it limits skateboarders' creativity because it's a way of the city saying, yeah, it's cool if you skate in this area.
Yeah.
But you can't skate anywhere else. It's a way to fence in skateboarders. It's like complete bullshit. It's a double-edged sword because I never had any skate parks growing up. I never had no transition. I still can barely skate a mini ramp. So I think it's good, you know, you have these kids like Robbie Russo or whatever that can fucking kill it. But they also need to know how to skate street because that's just like, I mean, like John Cardiel should be like the fucking guy that every skateboarder looks up to, like the guy who can skate everything. But I'm afraid with all these parks and stuff, I don't know. And socially, it makes it more strange. Like kids
kids are fucking lame. Like, kids
and
hang out at skate parks. Like they start skating there, and that's all they hang out at. Like, kids hang out.
And you know, like for the amount of shit I caught being a skater from New Jersey who hung out in New York, it's like. That shit like taught me some really valuable social lessons. You know, you learn your place really quick, and you know you don't talk shit too much.
Yeah.
And it's easy when you go to the same place day in and day out to be like the king of that place.
Yeah.
But then you actually try to roll around some real shit, and people put you in your place, and you don't know what happened.
Skate Talk. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name's Matt. I'm calling from Malibu, California.
All right.
Hey, what's up, man?
I just wanted to say, Bob, you look like a fucking pig in fucking heat. And if you go out right now and get raped by a fucking nigger, it's gonna be your own goddamn fault, bro.
I agree wholeheartedly. I mean, if anything, You should bury him in your rose garden because that would really, and you could do that. You should bury him in your rose garden because that would really prove a point.
Was that Mel from Malibu?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Do I dress too provocatively?
I think your fake tits look bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your fake tits and the fact that, but he did hit you when you had a baby in your arms.
Yeah.
Knocked your teeth out twice. Which, you did ask for it, that's what he said at least. But
I heard that you didn't give him a blowjob.
I like how we're getting all political and like bringing in like weird side stories that have nothing to do with skating. Somebody's like watching TMZ or something like that.
No, Gibson's watching.
Yeah.
Skate talk.
Goddamn, it's good, man.
What's up?
It's good.
Dave,
Dave, do you have a
I'm
question?
trying to get on this for movie now. What's going on?
chilling.
Just hanging out.
Yeah, man. I got two questions for real, man.
Go ahead.
Hey, man, I was going on recently, man. I'm trying to figure some number, man. I've been finding good shit. I've been trying to hang this shit, man. About the brief.
Yeah.
It was alright, you know, man, but like, it could be better. I don't know what you got, dude.
Yeah, he's asking if I wear briefs or boxers. Dude, you don't know your fucking customers?
I can't understand.
I wear boxers for days.
I'm glad he asked that
what?
because I was wondering that.
And you know
since he
what?
came over.
This also fucking relates back to skateboarding. This is how much of a skate rat I am. The reason I wear boxers is because of fucking Jason Dill, A1 Meets ad, like 1990 or something. He was wearing boxers. And I thought, wow, that's so cool. He was maybe 12 as well in the actual photo. But I was like, what the fuck are those? Those don't look like my underwear. And I was like, Mom, I need some of these. And from there,
My underwear has Spider-Man on it.
I'm trying to be tough. I'm trying to be like Jason Dill.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Count for BT, and I got one question.
Oh, good.
Hey, do any black people ever give you shit for saying nigga so much in the movie Kids? Why?
Wait, what? Oh, I did.
You wanna
saying-
say- did any black people ever give you shit for saying the word nigger so much in Kids?
I don't think I say it, do I?
It's African American.
If anything, I would expect to get shit for saying stoops so much in that movie because that is kind of the worst.
Yeah, you
thing.
kind of made it stoops.
Yeah, I really regret that, but I don't think I say that ever in Kids, do I? I don't know. Or maybe I do,
Maybe
but,
you say nigga, maybe or.
but like,
It's in the
Not too
script.
often.
Why would anyone give you shit?
yeah,
for,
let's
like,
just say that it was in the script, that I really wasn't talking like that. Obviously, I'm not the guy from Kids, like, yeah. So yeah, it was in the script. I was
Wait, you're
paid
not?
to say it. I got paid to say it.
Wait,
But stoops is the one regrettable thing I brought
That's
to
not-
American culture. That
that's
I
not-
really-
Yeah, you invented that.
Yeah.
I got a question, another question about Kids. In the scene where Harold's standing on top of the pool.
I'm not sure how long it actually is,
Yeah.
but I know there was no overdubs in the editing. His dick really did sound like that. He called it a black lasso. And that was taken from reality. Harmony wrote it because it really happened.
So did you grow up with Army or do you?
No, Harmony is a weird kid. He's like from Nashville, but he went to school in New York, and I actually didn't meet him until we did the film. And we still talk occasionally, but he lives in Nashville again.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw. Or never mind. It doesn't.
Is it back on?
Mhm.
Oh, okay, it's back on. Sorry about
Everything's
that.
good. The sound, the videos on everything. I think some people in Canada or something weren't getting it.
Well, at least you know you have friends in Canada.
We got viewers all over the
This is
place.
the only time I could probably get into Canada.
I wonder how many friends in Canada you have to have for it to add up to one American friend. You got like
No, Americans
four
aren't
Canadian
good.
viewers. It counts as one.
Well, maybe pre-Obama that was the case, but now we're back.
Hell yeah.
Got black president, yeah. That's his daughter's 5'9" at 12 years old. That's pretty
Really?
crazy. Yeah.
Jesus
Now, yeah.
Christ.
You know, I want to know is you
Talk politics.
going from like a, just a kid, like skateboarder. Now, you know, you've been in an acting circle. What's the most ridiculous situation you found yourself in? Like, the most famous people you've hung out with?
Oh man. I don't know. It's weird. I don't think it has any. I don't think if I'm ever in a room with a famous person, it's because they think I'm famous as well. They probably think I'm just like a lackey or like I'm like one of their interns. That fucking is like they asked me to get them water and stuff. But I went to a nice afternoon barbecue at Marilyn Manson's house. That was really fun. I've played like Xbox or whatever with Leonardo DiCaprio. That was a pretty special moment that he definitely doesn't remember. Nothing too crazy. Probably the only good celebrity story I have, and my friends have heard it, is you know, I DJ on the side.
Right.
And this one night I was DJing with my friend Paul, and Kate Moss was in the DJ booth. And she was like telling him what to play and stuff. And I was like, Paul, you can't fucking sell out. You can't let her do that kind of thing. You know, you can't. Just because she's Kate Moss doesn't mean you can let her tell you what kind of music to play. Yeah. So I start DJing. She's like trying to come in the booth. I'm like, no, get the fuck out of here. I don't care who you are. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So then she keeps coming back, like please, I just fucking need to talk to you. I'm like, I don't give a shit who you are. Get away. And eventually her manager comes over and she's like, look, Kate left her purse in the DJ booth. She's just trying to get it back. And I felt like such a dick. I was like, I thought it was like cool guy DJ, like trying to like Kate off. And all she really wanted was to get her bags. And so that's kind of like generally the scenario I'm in, whether it be with like supermodels or like famous people.
Do you ever have like younger actors that like hitting you up for advice?
No.
Or do you ever like coming out of
LA? Because like if you look at my career, nobody would hit me up for advice. Like it's like talking like I don't know. I don't even know how to compare that. It's like talking to like somebody who wants to kill themselves about like, you know, quitting drugs, and they'd be like, why would you? Like just keep doing it. Like, life sucks. I would just end it. You know? No actors should ask me for advice.
Well, I was just thinking because in LA it seems like you
it's just that one dude complaining.
Okay.
Everybody else keeps telling him not to.
Okay.
Hey, we're definitely on.
Should we ban that guy?
You can ban him.
Sorry,
hold on, let me bring the hammer and fucking goddamn on this guy real quick.
Have you ever got to hook up with any famous chicks?
No.
No?
No, I can't think of one. I don't know. Like.
All right, we'll do five more minutes of this. Is that fine?
You ever seen Bill Murray?
I have seen Bill Murray.
Really?
At fucking lit at 3 a.m. by himself being a fucking weirdo. And I thought that was crazy until I read in the newspaper that like the day before he was at a house party in Brooklyn washing dishes.
Dude, did you see the footage? He was at South by Southwest, I guess.
And he's wearing a leather vest.
Yeah, and he was with RZA and Jizza, and the bartenders are like, "Yeah, we make more tips if you're a bartender." And he went behind the bar.
Yeah,
and
he's
was just
weird
serving,
like that. Yeah.
I guess people were asking like whatever they'd ask for, like they're like, "Yeah, could I get a shot of this?" He would just give them tequila. Like, "Yeah, could I get a shot of this?"
Yeah,
like,
I think I definitely saw him, and people were it's like it was one of those things where you're like, that's not fucking Bill Murray.
I saw he just had the fucked up that band. He was at their show.
Yeah,
It was
but
like
you know there's a
Kristen Moore
son
and
that's
stuff.
supposedly really cool. His son's name is Homer. And I think he's, I'm not kidding about that, but supposedly he's a really cool guy. And he knows shit about music and stuff, so maybe he brought him.
Someone I know went up to him and was
just
like,
lurks around on his own.
someone I know went up to him and was like, oh, I love Ghostbusters, and he was just like, get the fuck out of my face.
No, I heard the opposite. When he was at Lit and people were like being annoying, like, oh my god, fucking Caddyshack. He was like, okay, like he was tolerant of it. I heard like he was okay. But if it's like a Wednesday night or whatever night and I show up at Lit by myself, and like I'm looking to talk to anybody, I think that's pretty depressing. But if it's fucking Bill Murray, like, are you crazy? Why would he come to Lit by himself? That's
do you think
like
he's
so weird.
I party or
no, I read
the attention?
I read a thing where he was saying that he's trying to go to like in New York, like he wants to go to like different random bars. Like he just
Yeah,
goes,
I
like,
feel
he
like he
tries
might
to
be-
go like different places all the time.
Yeah.
Try out
Yeah.
new bars.
Yeah, because that was the thing. There was a moment in New York where all these people had sightings, and it was just a different random event. Like he would just show up at a backyard barbecue. He'd be
Yeah.
like everybody would be like, who invited him? Like, who does he know? And we're like, I don't know. It's fucking. But
That's
he
so
would be there
awesome.
like manning the grill. Like, who wants
I
a
did.
hot dog?
That dude's pretty much the king right there.
Let's take a call. Skate Talk, what's your name? Where you calling
Oh,
from?
it's Mel Gibson.
Yeah, this is Letter from Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
All right, Atlanta. Stratosphere Skate Shop.
Do you have a question for Leah?
Sick. Well, shout out
man,
Steve
that was
Lee.
sick.
Steve Lee's from Atlanta.
Oh,
He lives in
yeah.
Miami now, but that dude's a ill skater, or was.
Wait, Steve Lee?
Steve
Okay.
These like Steve Lee, Steve
I don't
Lee?
know.
No, not
Whoever
Steve.
just called,
Oh,
call back.
sorry.
I don't know why you hung up. That sounded to be like a pretty good call.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Come on.
Maybe you just thought Atlanta needed more attention.
Yeah, I just want to shout out Atlanta.
Yeah.
Maybe I brought up Stratosphere. He worked at like the Stevie Williams store across the street. Didn't Stevie Williams do that? Like open up a store on the same block?
I don't know.
See, why isn't that on skate news? How come I know more about skate? Really an insane sentence if you think about it. But no, I never had sex with my friend Meryl Smith, who's a great artist out of New York, who works at Lit. But I'm curious if she really is your girl, or if this was just the worst composed sentence ever. Did you bang my girl, Merks?
He's been wondering
The
that
entire
for. He's just been
sentence.
wondering that.
If you said yes, he'd be like,
He's like, fuck!
I'm driving up from Atlanta right now.
But how would he know that? She told him?
I don't know. It's cliffhanger.
Yeah. Was she like, hey, what are you doing tonight? And he was like, oh, I'm playing some skate talk. Oh, really? Who's on there? Leo Fitzpatrick.
Fuck!
Oh, really? I
Leo Fitzpatrick who I banged? Oh yeah. I don't know if Meryl would ever say banged either. Like, yeah, I totally banged him. But that's cool. She got a shout out, even though she's
Oh my God, I was-
watching.
I went to Starbucks
No,
one time and
I
some
think
guy
we-
was like, I'm in love with Meryl. And he was the guy working at Starbucks.
Sick. Meryl's got a lot of
Hey,
admirers.
Manu texted me earlier. It's all. I just got off like doing this. Oh, this is still on, so I think he's probably out there.
Oh yeah, Manu's out
If
there.
you're out there,
Shout out
buddy.
to Manu.
I thought Manu was going to call in.
I know.
Dude.
He's too busy modeling for Bushnells.
He's too busy being. He's too busy being high as fuck in his room, not fucking doing anything.
Dude, you don't talk about that stuff. It's G-rated show, dude. G-rated.
Oh, he's telling me right now. He's asking. I just looked my phone's on. He asked for your best poncho story.
Oh, Pancho Moller, Little Romeo. Does anyone know about that? Come on, skate news. Pancho Moller was a porno star.
Oh, yeah.
Hector,
I remember
the
that.
detective.
Well, I heard of his name is Little Romeo, but the best is I saw Tim O'Connor, and he's like, "Yo, I just got Pancho's new porn. Do you want to watch it with me?" And I was like, "Fuck no, dude!" Like,
It's new one. He had several.
yeah, I think he had a brief career. But I saw Pancho about 6 months ago out here at Starbucks, and he's doing good. He's psyched. He has like a crazy mini French bulldog, and he just hangs his bulldog, and he does like weird things, and he pays his rent, but he seems stoked. Like,
Yeah.
Pancho's doing good.
We've seen
But Pancho has a crazy life. You know, he like rolled around with all the weirdest. Like Tim
Yeah.
O'Connor's whole crew, Ian Reed,
Dude, he
Wedding,
lives-
all
he
those
lives-
dudes. That's a
It's on.
crew I could never fuck with.
He lives with that dude Eric Hamamoto. It's like Baker guy now.
Oh yeah.
Just this little.
Yeah, I don't know
Oh,
that
that-
dude, but I know Pancho's a good
No, that's
dude.
just a. That's a
Oh wait, I got mad good Pancho
Dude,
stories. What am I talking?
talking?
Pancho, one time. Dude, Pancho, his dad. Pancho lived in a mansion, right? Like, he lived in Morristown. He lived in a mansion with no furniture. Really weird, you know? And he claimed his dad was a chef. They were like, okay, your dad's a chef, whatever. And so one time, we were at his house hanging out. We're like, yo, we're hungry. Like, we were always hungry. He was like, can you, like, do you have any food or something? Your dad's a chef, you chef food. He's like, well, I can make you a salad. We're like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. So he brings out a head of lettuce, right, and just chops it in half or something. Like, that's the salad. And then I was like, well, you got any dressing?
Yeah.
Anything. Brings out a fucking bottle of ketchup. I was like, your dad is so not a chef, motherfucker. You guys are on the run. Like, I don't know what your dad does, but nobody whose dad is a chef serves a half a lettuce with ketchup and calls it a salad. Yeah, that was some Pancho Mola shit, straight up. And his little brother also didn't know any words except for curses at like 5 years old. He'd be like, fuck you, son of a bitch. And they're like 5 years old. And Pancho would just crack up because he'd been teaching him all these curse words. Like, it's hilarious.
Yeah, always.
No one's calling in anymore. Did they?
Well, I think it doesn't work. But maybe can they text, or not text, whatever this is called?
I mean,
SMS?
Corey Martinez says it's not working, but everybody else says everything, and it's working. So it should be working. People want
to stop getting an Dell computer.
Just texted me and said.
People should just ask questions in the feedback thing, right?
It's all right.
Well, if you're watching, call in 213-840-4620.
I'm gonna call him because he says it's not playing.
Well, I mean, whatever.
Well,
It's playing on
you
here.
don't need to call him.
It's playing on here. I think people will. Shit.
We'll take 2 more calls and we'll end it. This is going on like an hour and a half now.
Odell, can't you just go
It's a good
into
one.
a room and call or something? Like, make up like a fake woman's voice?
I'm your biggest fan.
I think you should like sell his fingers. Whatever the fuck it is.
I was at a skate park once and you were so good at
Talk to me about Bricktown Skate Park.
Alright, never mind. Corey denies. Corey Martinez apologized. I apologize to him. It's working fine, he says.
Wait,
I didn't mean to call it.
Well, you know, well, it's working
right
out.
here.
I mean, yeah.
See, it's my dude right
But you
here.
can't please everybody.
Yeah.
I have my dude's right here. He's
What, does he have a question?
yeah. Let's get. It's on speakerphone, so you can just.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going pretty sick. Like what's going on in New York? Why are we talking about that kind of
I
stuff?
thought he had a question.
Come on, dude, we're burning film. Get to the point.
No, we're shooting.
What?
There's nothing going on in New York.
All right, sick. You're breaking up. I can't hear you.
Great, nice question.
So he sounded like, what? How did that work?
Wait, let's
Just like call them.
Hello?
Stop.
will you ask him a question real quick? Will you ask Leo something?
I got a question, Julia.
All right, great. Thanks for calling in. That was
Nice talking.
really sick. That was a sick segment.
Great.
You should do that every episode.
I think we pretty much have a couple of those guys that go on. Hey, is this skate talk? Fuck you!
Let Teddy call in.
Or why don't we just like wrap it up with something?
Yeah, let's wrap it up right now. Leo, I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you. It's been a
Honor
pleasure.
your
It's an honor.
Oh,
I'm glad to get to like skate nerd out with like a couple of other dorks.
Best episode ever.
Oh yeah.
yes. Oh, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
You guys nailed
That's
it.
good 1 year.
No. Sorry if I talk too much. You know, I was doing yayo in the bathroom. I get rambling.
Did you take your mic
Sorry, Leo. Leo talked too much. We know you had some stories you want to tell more. Like
I know. Like by that time you were
That's
talking
what
about
happened
and
to
you
me.
hit a bullseye. That was sick.
It was. I was out at this bar, and we got so drunk, and it was just.
Is this where you do like the fade to black? Like,
oh man. Okay. So skate talk next week. We don't have a guest yet, but it's going to be back at the normal day, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Pacific time, and we're holding Boost Juice tryouts.
Wait, Leo, who do you think we should get? Who do you think
Let's make it at the
next
Staples
year?
Center.
oh, next. Yes. It have to be.
I was thinking we should get Neckface.
Next
Yeah.
page.
He's not in town, but he
Play it
can
out. Play it out. We should get. It has to be LA local, dude.
We usually do who's in town, who's closest.
Yeah, Jordan Richter. We should
Jordan.
get him. Jordan Richter.
Doesn't have a San Diego already? He's a cab driver.
whatever. I mean, yeah. How many?
Yeah,
Have you ever seen
yeah.
Taxi Driver? That's an amazing movie.
Wait, they convert
Could make an amazing episode.
Taxi Cab Confessions.
Did he convert to Islam?
So in the
If
future,
anyone knows if he converted to Islam, call in and.
Dude, there's so many people you can get.
yeah, in the future, who?
Oh, you know who you need to get? Sad.
Oh, that was supposed to be yesterday's show.
Really?
Yeah,
No,
no,
you're fucking.
I swear
serious.
you're Sad's replacement.
No way.
Yeah, but he canceled.
That show I would watch.
I'm hoping he's next Tuesday.
Or Gino Perez, any of the 60-40 crew, for sure, hands down.
Gino
I
Perez.
know Gino.
Who's an artist now.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that fool. You get like so many.
That would be nuts if we get Gino.
Get Fabian Alomar.
Already good.
Did you watch that?
No, I don't watch
Are you just making that up? Dude, I know that was crazy. He was on
Yeah,
here.
we've had
Was he?
Fresh out of the pen.
I don't know. There's a lot of people. I mean, that's a good thing. There's plenty of washed up
Dude,
skaters. No, this thing could last for years.
Dude, he's
Oh,
there.
yeah.
You should have seen
Decades.
that.
Just don't go for like new good skaters.
Hey, we got 1 year down, right?
Yeah, we got 1 year down.
9 more to go. I can't wait.
I can't wait either. Like I said, Boosh News tryouts this week at the Staples Center. So if you think you got what it takes to be on Skate Talk, and you can do a better job than this guy.
It's like that's possible.
And you can. Don't doubt yourself.
You did.
But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Yeah, get out of my house.
This isn't crib.
Alright, I saw the podcast. We're good.
Okay.